Artistic Gamer 7 and welcome back to another video here on the channel. This is the April Collab final, so I will be putting everyone's stuff together and touring it in this video. If you missed the startup of the April Collab, basically I built the outer shell of this building and the inside layout, and then different people chose different rooms to decorate and design. And the one challenge is that they had to pick one color to be the main color of their room that they had to stick with. Now the front yard, the entryway, and also the upstairs hallway, I decorated real quickly. I didn't try to do too much because I didn't want to distract from everyone else's, but just enough to have for in the builds. But we're now going to go and see what everyone has made for their builds. The first one is going to be by Arrow Builds, and she has the living room here, and she also had the color blue. She definitely used some more of the, toned down blues, so they're not screaming here, in your face. I really like those plants all along there together. You can see there looks to be, some bowls. There's also, cat things, so there definitely seems to be a cat roaming around in here. And most of the brighter blues are more of the accent pieces, so the cat objects and the paintings. So I like that those sort of stick out, but they're not too overwhelming compared to everything else. Also, that TV extremely confused me because I don't typically size up my electronics type stuff. I don't really know why, I just don't. So I seen that TV and I was like, I don't remember ever seeing that TV before. Where did that TV come from? Then I realized it's just the sized up version of that one small TV, and I was like, oh, never mind. That's what that is. But, I did put, these half walls up in this section when building, and I was curious to see what whoever got this would do with it. She decided to have, a little living room section over here, and also, a painting thing back behind there. I thought it actually looked really, really nice. It seems like a really cozy living room. I like the use of the bricks there to divide up, the woods, all the woods and stuff going on. So I definitely think this is a very sweet, cute, living room. The reds that I used out in the hallway are very, very contrasting to that. But anyway, I really, really liked that living room and that, room build. The next room here is going to be one of the bathrooms, which Smurfette had the 3 bathrooms. She chose to do a different color for each one, and this one, as you can tell, obviously is red. This was the bathroom I fell in love with the most out of the 3 little ones, because red is my favorite color, and when I use red, a lot of times I like putting black and white with it. So she basically made a bathroom for me, because I love these colors together, and I love this bathroom. I think red can sometimes be a very, very in-your-face sort of color, but I think that this bathroom is absolutely beautiful, and I don't think it's too out-of-hand crazy. So she did a really good job with that bathroom, plus I just love those colors, so I liked the bathroom. So I strongly approve of that. So good job on that bathroom. We'll be seeing the other 2 later on. But now we're going to be heading into the dining room, which is Miss Mammy's room build that she had. And she had the color yellow. Now, just the color yellow and orange was the colors that me personally, if I was on the other side, I would have probably tried to stay away from. Just because I would feel like I would struggle with those colors the most. But everyone did a really good job with those colors, so I was really, really surprised. But yeah, and I like the use of the blue so that the yellow isn't too overwhelming in the dining room. But this table, I really love. This is one of my favorite dining room tables that came from Get Famous. But I sort of made up a little story in my head about this table because the table's really fancy. The chairs aren't as fancy, but they work with it. But the use of, the tent rug underneath it, I was, thinking that maybe, the family bought this beautiful table, and then when they went to go buy a rug underneath it, they realized they didn't have enough money to buy, a full-on legit rug that they wanted to buy. So they temporarily had that under there so that the floors wouldn't get scratched. So that was my head, and it in my head, and it made me sort of giggle just imagining that they bought this tent rug so that they wouldn't scratch the floors until they saved up money for an actual rug. But anyway, so that was the thing. Now we're in the kitchen, which is Nicole and Kaylee's build. They also had the color yellow, which was really odd that the two yellows ended up right beside each other, and they were dining in the kitchen, which were connected technically. So it was really odd how that worked out, but it sort of worked out nicely. But this one has a lot of the bright yellows versus the dining room used more of the paler yellows. So this yellow is like more in your face, but I like the use of like the black and the white checkered floor. I don't use that floor too much. I like it, I just don't use it too much because sometimes it seems like too busy. But with the yellow, it's almost like it makes the yellow pop, and the yellow tones down that checkered floor. So I really like how those two sort of contrasted each other and made them look not so crazy once put together. And I also liked the little coffee little area bar thing over in the corner. I thought that was a little cute idea as well. But now we're going to be heading on to the next room, which is Smurfette's build. Some people did end up having two rooms, like two like groupings or whatever. So she also did this room, which is the activity / hobby room, whatever I was like, this is sort of one of the rooms you can do whatever you want, as long as it's not wanted like an actual kitchen or bedroom or whatever, but otherwise you can do whatever you want. And obviously you can tell it's the color orange, which is one of the other colors that I was like, ew. But she made it look really, really well. And I also like that the two like paintings she put on there that has an actual orange on it. Thought that was a little funny that was there. I definitely think this room looks like it's sort of geared more towards younger Sims, so like kids and things like that, but also looks like, you know, the adults would also still come in here and sit a little bit and also watch the kids or maybe even play with the kids. But I think all the oranges, though orange can be a very, very crazy color, at least in my opinion, they all actually play off each other pretty well and they all look good. And I like the little flip-flops decorations hanging off the ceiling. You haven't seen the last of those either, oddly enough, but I definitely really, really like how all this turned out together. The next room is also one of Smurfette's. I feel like I'm going to say Smurfette a lot, but that's because the bathrooms are spread out. This is one of the other bathrooms. The bathrooms are so tiny that I didn't want to group them individually. That's why I grouped them together. This one is using the color gray. Now, I put the color black and white and not necessarily gray, but gray would have fell under either one of them, so I was like, yeah, sure, that's fine. But one of the things that I particularly liked in this bathroom was the little blind thing that's on the window, because the windows are really, really tall, and a lot of the tall curtains technically don't close. So, you know, in a bathroom, though, in my head, I imagine my Sims do close the curtains, like, just out of imagination. But in reality, they don't, and they just get into the bathtub or use the toilet or whatever. At least with that, technically, they are completely hidden from the outside, but there's still natural light coming in if, you know, you were thinking of a realistic standpoint. So I actually really, really liked putting that down there, and it actually didn't look weird, so that might be an idea that I keep in mind in the future when I use taller windows on builds and they end up in the bathroom. So definitely like that idea. Definitely probably going to try to remember to keep that idea in mind. But now we're upstairs and we're going to go to the next room, which is actually not fully technically a room, it's a balcony. Gemini chose the balcony and chose the color white, which, you know, white can sometimes be like, there's a lot of white, but at the same time, it's like, white can turn out to be boring, at least to me, but she did an amazing job with this, and I love the seating area. You can sort of see me looking all around it and, like, sort of flipping out. I like this. This was so pretty and elegant, and I loved it, and this was my favorite part about the balcony, so I kept looking at it, but I really, really, really like it. And I like the balcony sort of calm. It's very relaxing. She's got some, like, yoga stuff out on here, so, you know, this is sort of a way to go outside, enjoy the air and the skies, and sort of relax and chill and things like that. So it's really, really nice balcony area. I imagine the kids probably actually don't come on this balcony much. This is probably more of an adult thing unless the kids are coming to ask the question. But I do think it looks really, really, really pretty and elegant. And yes, I haven't went to the outside downstairs. I'll explain that a little bit later. That was my bad. There's a few things in here that are my bad. Really sorry. Not anything that they did wrong. It was me. But I'll explain that one later. But now we're going to go on to the first kids' room, which is Simmer Erin's room. Now, technically, this is another place where I know I messed up a little bit. I think I confused which room was which kid's room. So the two people who had the kids' room technically did the same room, but I just fixed it over in the other side so that, it didn't look weird for the wall layout. But anyway, we're going to talk about this room for now, which is obviously a kid's room. Obviously, it's got shades of green. But I think it's really, really calm green, and it's not pukey green. And also I noticed there was the neatly folded clothes and also the mess on the floor. So I was like, okay, parents touched that, kids touched that. Parent touched that, kids touched that. But this kid looks like, they really like dogs and things like that. So I imagine that this kid is either already has a dog or is preparing to get a puppy or something like that. Because a lot of the other objects had reference to cats. A lot of the other rooms had reference to cats. This is the one that had reference to dogs. So I imagine this kid really, really wants a dog. And, is preparing for a dog or just got a dog and is super excited about it. But it looks like the fact that there's a lot of dog stuff and I got that story in my head, I think it's, really, really sweet and cute. So definitely like that room. And I imagine that one seemed like the, younger kid versus the one that we are now in, which was by Erin Builds. She had two as well and had the color orange. This one to me looks like it's a slightly older, they're still a kid, but they're starting to get more of an older style. They're starting to get into paintings and certain other things, not worry about toys completely. So there's a blend of a teenager and a kid going on. So we don't have preteens in The Sims, but this is what I'm imagining a preteen is they still have little kid stuff, but they're starting to head into teenager stuff. Now, to address the curtains, there was a window there when I put it there, but I got rid of the window because it was seeing into the other bedroom. Because again, I'm pretty sure I messed up and got them confused on which was kids room 1 and which was kids room 2. But I still thought I didn't get rid of the curtains. One, I didn't want to get rid of too much of what they did. But also, I actually sort of thought the curtains looked like a little cute little decorative element on the wall. So I didn't want to get rid of it. I actually sort of liked it that way. But she did a really good job with all the oranges and making them look good. Again, I would have probably sucked at doing orange, but it looks great, and I like it, and it's cute, but also starting to get more of an older style. But anyway, on to the next room, which is by Meghan, which is the master bedroom, and it is the color purple. Now, let's just say purple is also another one of my favorite colors, so I was very, very happy and delighted when I walked into this room, because I was like, oh, purple. But I really, really like the use of, these blackish gray bricks to divide up the purple, because purple could have gone very, very in your face. And I think either you would have had to gone excessive with certain furnitures and objects and things like that, or tone it down by using other things to divide the purple up. This room obviously divides the purple up with the bricks and some of the paintings. I also like the use of the Palm Bob pictures because the green I think looks really good with the purple. It's very more simple, and I just think it looks really, really pretty and elegant. And there's another cat reference there as well. There's also 2 doors, but again, my bad, because I messed with the master from one version of this house into another version of this house, so I have a feeling that's what happened. So that's my bad, but I really, really like that bedroom. It's also purple, so it makes me happy. But now we are on to the master bathroom, which is a totally big contrast from the master bedroom, because you go from the darks to the lights, which I actually sort of like that. I like that you have a separation of these 2 rooms. This was done by Gemini as well, and again, she used white. I like this little divider here, and the plants that are more of the stick type plants, sort of hiding the toilet away, so you don't have to see the toilet all the time. And I like the use of the different tiles and stuff. I didn't notice that until after I looked down and realized I was like, oh, I'm technically standing on the bathtub. And then I was like, oh wait, there's other tiles. But I also like this feature with the sink, because I use that sink a lot, but I hate that the sink has no countertop space. But none of the actual countertops I think look well with it. But using those tables from Spa Day look really, really nice with it as well. Even though it doesn't necessarily mesh completely, it looks really, really nice. So I really like that idea. I liked how the master bedroom completely bathroom turned out, and I like the two actually next to each other contrasting so much. So they did a really good job on both of those rooms. And now we're gonna go on to Smurfette's last bathroom, which obviously you can tell is black, which black is great. You can never go wrong with black. And just on a little insight, I keep looking at the paintings a little bit, and also that little cabinet thing. But because when I see yellow with black, my immediate assumption is Umbreon. And I have a sim who is made after Umbreon, and also one made after the Pokemon Misdreavus, which is married to my Umbreon sim. And if you don't watch my EV series, you're gonna be really, really confused. But because there's a lot of black, and it reminded me of those two sims, which is like two of like one of my favorite couples. It just all around made me very, very happy with this bathroom. But again, you can never really go wrong with black. So, woohoo! But now we're on to the next room, which is Jinx Jupiter's room. It is going to be the study, which is also using the color purple. Now, I had mentioned before that with the color purple, I feel like you either have to go very simplistic or very over the top, just to make purple not go a little bit crazy, even though I love purple. Purple is so pretty. This is the one where, you know, you have a lot going on, but it works and it looks really good. And this is really not what I was expecting when I was knowing that this room was the study, but I love it. You know, normally you expect, like, bookcases and chessboards and computer desk or a regular desk, which there is a desk, and there technically is bookcases, but it's still definitely not what I was expecting it, and yeah, it's perfectly fine. It definitely plays a little bit more to the supernatural aspect. It's got some things from Strangerville, it's got vampire stuff, it's got things sort of mentioning to, oh, there is a laptop there technically, and it is mentioning things towards witches and stuff. So I really, really like this. It's very, very mysterious, but it's got an elegance to it, it's got a lived in feel to it, so I really, really like it. And it has quite a bit of purple, and it fits very, very well. And also, you know, some of these things, like that little fountain that has a lot of the flowers in it, I didn't realize it could get that small, so it's sort of nice knowing that it can actually get that small. But, you know, because this room sort of has more of a mysterious element to it, and it wasn't what I was expecting, you know, coming from some of the previous rooms, it's like, does this family have a secret? What little mysterious side does one of the family members have, or the family in general? Like, it got me thinking, and it got me very curious as to what actually the family looks like who lives here. But for now, we're gonna go ahead and head on to the next room, which is the guest room. I know I'm gonna pronounce this name wrong, so I'm gonna apologize ahead of time. I've been trying to figure out how to say it, and I can't say certain words well at the first place, and especially when there's more S's in it and certain other ones. But I think it's like something around the DasshutsuGaming. Really, really sorry if I really messed up on your name. I've just been saying Das for short, Das Gaming. But anyway, obviously this is using the color blue. I think this room is so pretty, like the blues, that the way they work together, like the really dark blues and then the few light blues playing off of that. I like how pretty this looks, and this room looks like it definitely is a guest room, but also could be possibly a room that, you know, maybe it's a sibling of the house owners, or maybe an older kid who doesn't stay here as much anymore, or something along those lines. Definitely could picture that being a thing. One of my favorite things in this room is the 3 rugs, which is from Glamour Stuff, sized up or down to different sizes and using the different colors. I love those rooms, and they play off the colors of that one wall piece that's like an accent wall. Really, really like those, and that was like one of my favorite parts about that room was the rugs. So really, really approve. Really like it. Good job on that room. Good job on all the other rooms that I haven't said good job on yet, because sometimes I forget to say them because I realize I'm already into the next room and I'm like, I need to shut up and move on. But anyway, now we're gonna head up into the attic, which is also blue. When I was taking like the request of who had what room and who had what color, I was writing it down in a little notebook. I was at work technically, so sometimes I, like, knew in my head, but I hadn't wrote it down yet, and I miscalculated how many people had asked for the color blue. So I was originally only going to have 2 people for each color, but blue ended up having 3 people, but I already said that they could have that color, and I was like, I'm the one who messed up, not them, so, you know, I'm gonna let it slide. So there is 3 rooms with blue, but, this is the attic by Geli, or Jellica, and I think she did a good job of making it seem like an attic, but also making it seem like it's a space that's actually used. Like, you can tell that maybe they don't care totally as much if it's fixed up, you know, it's got some places on the wallpaper that's being, like, you know, coming off, and the wall underneath is getting exposed. But, you know, they don't fully care, even though they do have, like, a hamster up here. But, you know, it seems like the kids come up here and, like, hang out and stuff. And who knows, maybe somehow the kids, like, the parents don't come up here enough at all that they've snuck that hamster up here. But it's, like, definitely you can tell it's a storage space. Kids still hang out here, have fun, like, their little place away from all the adults. Like, oh, we're cool, we got our own little section. Like, I can see a story playing out in that. Also, the flip-flops are back up on that wall. You know, they're back. They didn't go away. And I think the clothes being packed up away like that could also play on the fact that I was saying that maybe whoever stays in the guest room is actually someone who lives here, but they're not here all the time. I think that could also go into that as well. But we're going to head down to the outside backyard area because I completely forgot to go there, and it's because I forgot to put a door there. I thought I put a door in, and then when I was doing this tour, I realized I didn't see a door, and I was like, I must have just overlooked it, and then I realized there just isn't one. There's not one at all. I tried to find it, it's not there. So, my bad. If you get the shell of this build, there is not a door to the outside, so you just have to add one. I eventually go through the living room wall, because that's where I think I was planning on putting the door, but I just forgot, so whoops. My bad. But yeah, so we're going to go outside. This is also by DasshutsuGaming, and it's the backyard. The color green is the main color, as you can tell here. Definitely seems like a place for, like, you know, the kids to come play. There's, like, the little sitting area that I imagine the adults go to. But my favorite part about this is this spot over here that has, like, the little movie folding chairs and the pillows. This, to me, like, I'm not entirely sure what the intent fully was, but to me it looks like either, like, a little story time area or a drama club practice area, sort of something along those lines. That's what I was, like, my mind was going to, and I thought it was so cute and, like, so, like, something, like, different, and I didn't really expect to see it, so that was my favorite part about the backyard. I do like the little sitting area, and it seems like, you know, the kids come out here and play. That's very nice. And swings, can never go wrong with swings. I love swings. I think I just said that really weird. I can't pronounce things, guys. See what I mean? But yeah, so I really like the outside here as well, but that little area was my favorite area. I don't use that tent thing very often. I want to, but every time I go to, I'm like, it doesn't seem right. But yeah, so anyway, I just, yep. I'm just weird like that. But that is going to be the ending of the build here. I think everyone did an absolutely amazing job. Definitely go check out the description below so that you can go and follow them on their Twitters or anything that they wanted listed down below. I did put everyone's Twitters just because that's how I was keeping in contact with them. But the rest of the things were stuff that they wanted on the description, so definitely go check out all those links down below. They deserve it. They deserve, you know, the follows, the subs, and things like that. They did great, amazing jobs. Thank you for watching this build. I hope you enjoyed how it turned out. Let me know, like, what, you know, what is something that you learned from this video? Because I usually learn stuff from these collab videos, and that's part of my favorite thing. Like, what new trick are you going to start using when you build or whatever, or decorate? So, I definitely have a few that I took from this one as well, and I loved how it turned out. I also loved how there were certain elements, like the flip-flops, like the little dragon statue. There was, like, cat statues, cat stuff. Little things that was almost tying the rooms together, even though they were built by different people. I absolutely love that that's a thing. So, definitely let me know, you know, your thoughts on it. Also, if you end up making a sim family that you think live in this house, definitely send me a picture or whatever. Definitely intrigued to see if anyone comes up with anything. Because I do see, like, a lot of potential just, you know, with the different sort of the different personalities coming from the, the rooms and, like, you know, the mysterious study and the attic with, like, a lot of the kids stuff and all that stuff. Like, there is so many, like, potential story things that I could see playing out here and stuff. Like, as I said, some of the things that was popping up in my head as I was doing this, I definitely could see, like, potential of an interesting family coming from this. So definitely, you know, if you try it, send them my way, and I would be very, very interested in seeing what that turns out like. But anyway, I'm going to end this video here. Again, check out that description below so you can go see what everyone's up to and what things that they're doing on whatever social medias they have and such. They definitely are amazing, amazing people, and they did a great job on their rooms. I really like this collab. Looking forward to the next one. Definitely keep an eye out if you want to be a part of the next one. I put them towards the beginning of the month. Try to get them out before the 5th. So keep an eye out for that. And you don't have to be a YouTuber or a Twitch streamer or anything. As long as you have access to the gallery, you're good to go. But anyway, I am going to end this video here. So I'll see you in the next one. Bye-bye!